to another episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Now, before I start, I don't normally do this because I prefer to put this sort of thing at the end of the video, but I'm just doing a little bit of market research, and since it's a Sunday and that's usually a good day for this kind of thing, I just wanted to see, like, are you guys still enjoying the series? I'm just curious. I think YouTube's been messing up a lot this week, because at one point it said that I'd got like 200 views on one of the videos, and that made no sense to me because usually they're at about 1,000 by that sort of point, and not that I really care. It's, well, so obviously you care because you want your videos to do well, but I'm pretty certain that it was just down to YouTube, but it started to make me worry that people aren't, you know, enjoying the videos anymore. So if you are, I would say let me know in the comments, but you don't even have to do that. Just leave a like on it or something. I'll notice the spike. I'm not doing this, you know, this isn't just some weird thing to try and get likes on the video or anything like that, because otherwise I would be doing it all the time. So there you go, yeah. So let's jump straight into things, and my god have we got a lot to talk about. Firstly, there's been a shitload of games this month, more than I ever expected, and it has taken ages, which is kind of why I don't do usually quite as many, but unfortunately games just kept popping out of the ground like gophers this month, which was a pain. Now, first thing to note is that Santos won the Ballon d'Or. It happened. He won the Ballon d'Or, and bloody hell did he deserve it. I mean, that's fantastic. He's had 3 ridiculously good seasons, and he's finally got what he deserved, basically. So that is just quality. Also, Pipoca won the European Golden Boy Award, which was also nice to see. So we've had 2 in a row, I think, because Van Os won it for us last year. Team of the Year. Interestingly, Santos wasn't in the team of... Oh, yes, he was. What am I talking about? He was, but he wasn't in the starting 11. Which made absolutely no sense. How can he be the world... How could he win the Ballon d'Or and not be in the starting 11 of the Team of the Year? However, he was on the bench for it, which was, I guess, good. And as you're going to see on your screen right now, this is his Ultimate Team card in packs now everywhere. Now, the other thing is, Millington wasn't in the Team of the Year. Now, I don't know how many goals he got last season exactly. I can't remember. Was it 55 goals he got last season? Yet, the Chelsea striker, Becker, was in it, who scored 30 goals last season. So why in God's name is Morgan Millington not in there when a Chelsea striker who didn't even score that many goals, 30 in total in all competitions last season, was in the Team of the Year? And I guess it just comes down to playing for Portsmouth again. But then if that's the case, why did Santos get in? But the fact is, he won the Ballon d'Or, and that's all that really matters, if I'm honest. So, we need to get into things this month. Now, you know I said I was trying to sign Mamut a little while ago, and we'd had several attempts basically mess up, right? So basically, midway through January, I got, because obviously he's on my shortlist, so I got a notification that Manchester United had put a bid in for him, and my first thought was, oh no, because if I knew that if we lose Mamut to Manchester United, we're never going to have another chance at getting a player like that, and it could be the thing that brings them back to being the dominating force that we all know them to be, so it was worrying. So I had to put a bid in. Now, because of the way we got a chance to adjust our season expectations, so I decided to adjust it for, instead of title challenge, to winner, because of how well we are doing in the Premier League at the moment. I just figured, let's just go for it. You know, let's see what we're capable of. And just it didn't give us any more transfer fund really, like another 500,000, but it did boost the wage by like 100,000, which is crucial to us. If we had any chance of doing this. So we were able to move some money around, and we ended up with 19 million in transfer funds, which wasn't too bad, because we've given some extra money as a result of Marcio scoring 10 league goals for Bayern Munich, which gave us like another 10 million. So we were getting a little bit of extra money in. So basically, I decided, right, let's go for this again. Let's try this. However, again, I structured the deal in such a way, but this still ended up saying that it wanted to take 33 million from our transfer fund, which of course we didn't have, which means I had to delay the transfer a week, put Archubi on the transfer list. Lokomotiv Moscow came in for him for 20 million. Now, I would have liked more than that, but I needed the money to sort the transfer out. So Archubi, I agreed the deal with Lokomotiv Moscow to send Archubi. This was on the 21st of January. I'd literally just stalled the offer for a second week because I was hoping that I could get the deal done with Archubi quicker than it was. Like, I stalled the offer initially just to make sure that we could get everything lined up. And then it said the deal is set to be completed. So I was like, okay, good. And then it said it will be completed on the 28th. Why would it need to be completed a week away? And I was worried that we weren't going to get the money, basically, because that means I then had to delay the transfer of Mamut another week. So eventually it came round, and it turned out that on the day that my Mamut transfer was about to sort of expire, so to speak, and I wouldn't have had any more chances. I couldn't delay it again because firstly, a week would have been too long and it would have left outside the transfer window, and they probably would have just fallen through anyway. The money for Archubi came through and the deal was done. Mamut is a Portsmouth player. The grand total, if you include the purchase of 5% of him because of the agent, was I think 33 million. And I have to say, I think 33 million is an absolute steal. It does, of course, mean that Artubi has gone the other way, but I felt that was the only real sensible solution. There's no point in having a player that's on £120,000 a week as a backup when we've got someone that's as quality as Lucarelli that can play there. Plus, we could get a load of money for Artubi, which is what we did. We've still made it like a £6-7 million profit on him, so I'm not really too bothered. So yeah, Mamut has joined the club. He's yet to play a single game for us. He's only just joined. For some reason, he was cup tied and couldn't play in the Capital One Cup. I don't know why. What English Cup competition could he have possibly played in? Or is there other rules for that? So let's get into the games this month. And there's been a few. I mean, seriously, there's been a few. First game of the month was at home to Arsenal, and this was just... We came so close to I was pulling my hair out because of two things, actually. Two reasons why this was the most irritating. Because firstly, we were superb. As you can see from the scoreline, Arsenal had 6 shots, none of which even hit the target. They were awful. But it came to the 88th minute and Robert Gray got himself sent off. I still don't know why, but he got a 3-match ban for it, which is a pain. So then we were down to 10 men, but I was determined to keep going, basically, because we had to win this, and we did. Tercio ex Machina stepped up where you need him, and he's done that a few... Oh no, it was Marcio, wasn't it? He's done that a few times lately, and this month he's been so important for us. Millington, it was Van Oss that is the hero initially here. Oh no, it's Millington. Lovely ball through, and Tercio, just the first time effort. Terrible goalkeeping from Szczesny, but it was 1-0 to Pompey in the 89th minute. Only his 2nd goal of the year for Tercio, but my God, did we need that. And it kept us going at the top of the league, because it's been relentless from the other sides. They've literally not let up at all. Chelsea drew 1 game, I think, against Liverpool. Next up, we had Wolves in the FA Cup. Of course, I rotated the side slightly, but it still ended up putting in some of the more... experienced players. I'm not going to show the highlights because there is 9 of them and there's a lot of games to go through in this one. So yeah, as you can see, we probably could have done better to concede 3 goals, but a goal for Tercio, Millington, Ivancic, Danny Potts' own goal. I have no idea how this was an own goal because it just wasn't. Lucarelli, and then Mark Simpson, of all people, making it 6-3 to Pompey, which is a good result and puts us through to the next round of the FA Cup. And we've played that game as well. Next up was Forest away. This was absolutely vital for us because Forest had a good start to this season, and I was worried. And you'll notice here that Cauley Woodrow gave Forest lead 59 minutes into this match. So, after the hour mark, we were a goal down here, away at Nottingham Forest, and I genuinely thought that could have been it. First defeat on the road this season, and it would have come at Nottingham Forest in a game that, well, look at it. They had the same amount of clear-cut chances. We just had a lot more half chances and shots. But literally just 7 minutes later, we did manage to find the equaliser, thank God. Artubi's been a great servant for us in the time he's played, but I just think that with Mamut out there, it's a whole different level. Ball in, and Millington smashes it home to score his 27th goal of the season now. He is really, really motoring along and is right up there in the top goal-scoring charts. Then, with 9 minutes left, it happened. It had to happen, and it did. We really did need this. It was crucial. We've had to, we've cut it a bit fine lately. Ball in from Lucarelli and headed into the back of the net by Norman Millington, proving to be the hero once again with 2 more goals, taking his tally to some obnoxiously large amount of goals this season. Then, with just a few minutes left, we did actually manage to put the icing on the cake, but I have to say it was touch and go for a minute. After that, again, is playing wonderfully. But Millington, look at this from after it, just wonderful football. Dinks it to the far post, and there is Lucarelli at the far post to score his 13th goal of the season. That is insane. I think he's actually our 2nd best goal scorer in the team now with 13. Oh no, Pipoca, apologies. So a 3-1 win away keeps that league run going of wins. So obviously there was the Chelsea draw, which is a shame. And you might be thinking, well, why do you keep losing or drawing live comms? It's because live comms generally are against better sides, because I picked them for that very reason, so we're not going to have quite such the same chance of winning them, although admittedly, we're doing bloody well. Okay, so we lost at Man United, and lost at home to Man United, and we drew with Chelsea, but shit happens, We were good against Man United and didn't deserve to lose, but against Chelsea, it was kind of, a draw was probably a fair result, and it was a weird game. Next up, we had Sheffield United at home, and it was pretty much it was a rather routine performance. And as all routine performances tend to contain, a Norman Millington hat-trick. You just don't know. And also United, 2 shots on target, 2 goals. So it really shouldn't have been 5-2. They were very lucky to get anywhere near it, but hey, they scored. They got the goals. Kumalo there, Simpson comes out, drops his shot, and Vanos smashes that into the back of the net. He's not got that many goals this year. It's just the 6, but I think that's because we've been playing 2 up top a lot more. So that means that he's not had quite the chance to run beyond, and he's been more of a creative force this season, and that's totally fine by me because the systems worked, basically. Lucarelli's been getting lots of game time this year. He's really... This has been his proper breakout season. Smith does so well there, but eventually comes back to Ivancic, and it's cleared. But Verstraeten dipping out of the back. Obviously, we've had no Robert Gray for quite a bit this month. Vanos's ball, Simpson knocks it round, and Norman Millington smashes it in the back of the net for 2-0 Pompey. 29th goal of the season for Big Norm, who has had the month of his life yet again. Now... there was more to come in the first half. We had more. Whipped in here, and, well, actually, Lucarelli again. He's taken a lot of the free kicks as Santos has been out. But United, I couldn't believe that I just can't believe we actually let them score twice in this game. Great tackle in the midfield there from Kumalo. Kyle Nurse has played plenty of matches this month as well. We actually rotated the squad for both legs of the Capital One Cup tie and our 4th round tie in the FA Cup. Still ended up playing quite a lot of the first teamers, but it meant that people like Lopez Souza and Robert Gray and those types of players, our defenders, most important players at times, got really good rest, like a 3-match rest, and a good header there from Petrov. Great ball in, but that was their only shot in the first half. Then we took it upon ourselves to make sure that we went in at half-time with at least a slightly more comfortable lead, and my God, did we need it, because, you know, Sheffield United are not doing that well in the league, and I wanted to make sure that winning our home games against teams like them is crucial. Sassy does well, it's a good ball in, and who should be on the end of it but Norman Millington with a wonderful volley shot, or half volley, to score his 30th goal of the season in all competitions. I still wonder whether he's got quite enough in the tank to catch up to his tally of last year. He did get a shitload in the cups last year, and that's probably going to be the issue. But it will depend a lot on how far we go in the competitions. Look at that for a header from Sadka. That's a great header. But again, I was just like, well, how have we done that? It was 3-2 after 65 minutes, and they'd had 2 shots. It was surprising. But I always felt like we were going to go and get more goals in this game, which is exactly what we did. Lovely dropped. Look at that for a header from Mark Simpson. He's so good in the air. His 5th goal of the season. I wonder if he could maybe even get us 10 goals himself. Obviously, he's been the second choice striker lately because of Pipoca being out. But he and Santos are both back, except for the fact that the moment he came back, Pipoca picked up another 3-week injury in training. So he's going to be out for a little while longer just yet. But Santos should be fit for the day, for today's game against Manchester City, and I'm hoping we can use him and Mamut. Guichard coming on there and playing the ball into Norman Millington. That's how desperate we were at times, that Graham Guichard was playing, making it 5-2 and another comfortable win for us. 31st goal of the season for Norman Millington as well. In our next match, we went away to Spurs. I don't even know how this was possible, because look, we were very, very clinical. What I would say is we created a lot of clear-cut chances in comparison to what they had, if I remember correctly. That's the one thing that stood out for me. Yeah, okay, well, actually, 7-5 on clear-cuts. We definitely deserved to win the game, but I think the scoreline was a little bit flattering. The 2 penalties didn't help their cause. Ivancic putting us in front through a penalty before Spurs, I believe, found the equaliser here. I think it was Fierro that managed to get the equaliser for them in the end. Oh, no, it wasn't. Van Hinkel, Redmond, and then Fierro dipping... Oh, it was Fierro, yeah. Irritating, but we were one. It was 1-1, and I said to myself with the Spurs game, you know, if we get a point here, I'd actually consider it a decent result. But I would like to see if we can win it, and we've done that. We've really stepped up today. You know, this was one of those ones that was really going to be difficult for us, but we've come along and shown our strength. Millington there having a little run at people. 1-1 at this stage. It's very, very finely poised. Sassy's had a pretty decent season, I have to say. He's had a few injuries, but I think for the most part he's a very good dribbler in that midfield. Vanos here, look at this for a run from Lucarelli, cutting across his man, and another goal for him. 2-1 Pompey, 14th goal of the season for Luigi Lucarelli. What a legend. He's been at this club for a long time, and he's come through the ranks here and done a very, very good job. It was one of those weird free signings we found that were amazing. Spina, I believe, was the other one, who doesn't really play for us much, and as you can see there, Norman Millington dispatching a 3rd goal, his 32nd of the season there to make it 3-1, and I was kind of comfortable there. But then we won a penalty, and Ivancic dispatched it coolly, and I actually went to the defensive tactic, even though we were playing 2 up top. I switched the entire thing around and just said, nope, we're going to defend, and that's exactly what we did. They had a couple of chances late on, but it wasn't enough. 4-1 to Portsmouth. In our next game, yeah, there's more. We played against Chester City, and I'm not going to show you the highlights of this one again because there's a lot of fixtures, so we're just going to try and, as you can see here, we dominate the game as you would expect. Millington with yet another hat-trick, and Mark Simpson with the other one. Callum Jones did actually put Chester City in front, though, so they did score against us, so credit to them for that. Well done, guys. In our next match, it was just more of the same kind of thing. Millwall were up next, and goals this time, 2 from Simpson, 1 from Lucarelli, and 1 from Archubi. James Prangley got one back, but again, we just sort of breezed through the matches. I mean, this was with a relatively rotated side, as you can see. Gray, Nurse, and Kumalo this time. It was sort of alternating. I'd put, like, Nurse and Kumalo in with either Gray, Verstraeten, or, what's he called? Lopez Souza. Rios started this one as well, but was unfortunately taken off injured, which was a shame. I mean, looking at some of the players on the bench, like, Shane Stapley came on in this game. I don't know who that is, but I thought I'd give him a run out, and he wasn't even that bad when he came on, albeit he got a 6.6, but he created some, I think he created a chance for us, so good for him on that one. And then of course we had the second leg against Chester City, which was a more comfortable, but still pretty decent 2-0 win, with Tercio getting both the goals. I actually played him up top with Norman Millington in this one, just to give Mark Simpson a bit of a rest. Basically, it was, you know, these are comfortable wins that we deserve to be getting, and I was very, very pleased with it, basically. Which all of that leaves the Premier League looking like this. We've got 62 points, and we are still only 4 ahead of Chelsea. Unbelievably. It's almost unfathomable, really. We are 62 points, and we're still only 4 ahead. We've only lost once this season, and we've won 20 out of 23. 70 goals scored. We are 12 points clear of Manchester City and 12 clear of United, but that will be 9 if they win their game. Spurs have got a couple of games in hand as well, which potentially could get them nowhere near us still, because there's a huge gap now. We are 21 points clear of 5th place Spurs, which means we will wrap up Champions League football at the moment on match day 31. Millington, as you can see there, 26 goals in 23 matches now. He's 6 clear of Gabbiadini, who at one point looked like he was going to run away with it, but unfortunately he has been pegged back. Santos, of course, is, you know, still up there on the assist one, despite being injured for so much of the season. But we do have the game in hand on Chelsea. Now, if we were to beat Manchester City today, which is crucial, because that would actually, we'd still have a game in hand on City, even if we beat them here, which means we could potentially beat them and go 15 points clear of them, and then win our game in hand and go 18 clear of them, which for me would be game over. It's Chelsea, though, that's the problem. You know, if we win here, we go 7 points clear again. Chelsea have just been relentless. They drew away at Liverpool. That's the only points they've dropped since you last saw us, and obviously we've dropped no points, apart from, of course, in the Chelsea game. So we've managed to pull away slightly, but I just feel that when those games come around, we've got Chelsea away, City away today, and Man United away. We need to make sure that we've got 9 points, and like a 9-point cushion that we can use, because I feel like we're going to lose all 3 of those just because it's how it works, isn't it? So let's take a little look at the squad. Top goal scorer is Norman Millington with 35 goals in 35 games. I don't know how much more he can do. That is phenomenal. Lucarelli is the second best scorer, actually, with 15 overall now. Pipoca in behind there with 14. Mark Simpson's got 8, only in 5 starts, so not bad either. And Ivancic, interestingly, up there with 7, because he does take penalties now. Assists-wise, Lucarelli as well is up there with 14. He's had an absolutely ridiculous season playing out on that right-hand side. Santos in behind him with 12. Player of the match, Millington, of course, with 10. Yellow cards, Gray with 7, red cards, Gray and Vanos with 1 each. Average rating, Santos is still the most, obviously. Key aerial challenges, Lopez Souza with 85. Key passes, Santos with 116 now, but he has, you know, played nearly twice as many games. Key tackles, Robert Gray with 34. He's only had to make 34 key tackles all season. Interceptions, 343 for him. And of course, Mamut is the most valuable player in the entire team. And we need to... Oh, crap, is he not registered? Oh, come on now. Can I do that? Is that going to... Does that mean he can play today? I think that means he can play today. Let me just make sure. Mamut is in the team. Yes, he's in. Okay, good. Whew. Oh, I was getting worried there. Right, let's go for this. What City? Oh, okay, they're playing that sort of system, so we are going to go with our... We're going to go with our defensive midfield system, but we're not going to set up as if we're super defensive. We're going to set up to play them, because I feel that we're good enough to play with them now. Like, if we get ahead, we'll obviously do that and try to change things around a little bit there, but I feel like we're good enough to play with them a little bit more now, rather than just being, you know... yeah, Mamut is fit and able to play. Oh, wait, wrong one. That one's the one we want. Is it Santos and Mamut? Santos in the middle. Is Vanos not fit? Oh, he's a bit knackered, I have to say. Okay, fair enough. No, actually, that would probably get in the way a little bit. I'm tempted to put Afterlet in the centre there. Santos on one wing, Mamut on the other wing. Let's just, if you want to see Mamut's stats as well while we're here, then feel free to take a little look. Corners 18, crossing 18, dribbling 18, first touch 18. Sorry, he's dribbling 17, apologies for that. He's pacey as all hell. He's got incredible off the ball. His bravery's a little low and his aggression's a little low, but it's great long shots, technique. I just think this lad is going to be an absolute phenomenon. I don't know how on earth it's only 3.5-star player. I really don't get that, but considering he was like a 5-star player when we were looking at him before. And he was actually in the Team of the Year, the World Team of the Year, whilst playing for Santos, just to give you an idea of how good he is. So I'm hoping today that he can make the difference for us. Having him and Santos in this team, obviously we don't have, you know, we don't have Borja Gomez, we've got Sassy in the midfield, and we do have, because he's just a bit knackered, and we do have to have, after that, playing in the centre of, we are very, very close to having, wow, we are the favourites. Okay, they're not missing Bruma, but yeah, they've got... But think who else they've got, though. Like, I don't know. I don't see this as a... a winnable game. I feel like we're going to lose this one. I just feel it. Like Robson and Roberts and Sterling and weird sort of system here. I don't see how we're going to break that down. I worry. I feel like we might be able to have a good crack at this, but I still feel like we'll end up coming out on the wrong end of this, and that is a shame. Mamut is on a huge amount of money as well, in case you didn't already notice that, but, you know, I feel he's worth it, really. So let's do this. Let's see if Mamut can make an impact on his debut for us. I want to see it. Ooh, Santos with the ball in. I might put Mamut on corners if he's slightly better, but I don't know quite who's better at the moment. Millington inside. Millington to shoot. Millington to score. It's Manchester City 0, Portsmouth 1. That would be amazing. If we win this game, I will say right now that I feel if we can win here at Manchester City, I feel we will go on to win the league because of how well we're playing. You know, it would be because that would mean that we'd have to then drop a shitload of points, because a win here would leave us 7 points clear of Chelsea, but only having to go to Chelsea and United still, meaning that even if we lost both of those, we'd have to win all our other games, of course. We would still have that 1 point gap that we would be needing. So I don't know. That being said, I still feel that this is early days, and City could quite easily come back and tear us a new one in this match. But at the moment, it's been pretty lackluster from them so far. But we will just have a look at Boromisa here, who sounds like a cross between Boromir from Lord of the Rings and Jar Jar Binks. After that, on the edge of the area here, can he get the ball back out? Mamut knocks it down for Millington. It's 2-0 to Portsmouth from the corners here. Mamut will grab an assist. Millington's got his 37th goal of the season and his 28th goal in the Premier League already. There's still 14 games left. We're 2-0 up at the Etihad. Mamut knocks it down. What a strike from Millington there. Is there more in this game? I still want to be careful, though. I don't want to go to defensive just yet, because as people's, you know, like you say, it does invite pressure on us. And I want to make sure that we don't, oh God, that we don't do that just too soon. That being said, they've not had a single shot on target yet, so what I was about to say before Patrick Roberts did that was naturally that's going to go in the top corner, but for once it actually didn't. At half-time, I might switch to the defensive approach and try and shut up shot. Or not another goal from a corner, surely. And Romagna clears only as far as after that. Have we got another goal from a corner? Mamut stepping inside and not... win that. Oh, Connor Barnes does so well there. Not the tallest Connor Barnes, but he's done well. There's more to this play, though. Ivancic flicks it on Boromisa. He's intercepted by Mamut. After that, what the hell was that? He played that straight into the path of the City player. Well done, Robert Gray. Robson looks incredibly fast. Just get to half-time, guys. After it, squeezed himself through there. I don't know how he did that. He's spreading the ball around quite nicely. I have to say, this month, though, he has done a really good job in some games. Santos, I don't know how well he is for match fitness. He's played a lot of under 21 matches since he's... Millington! Oh, saved his offside anyway. But yeah, Santos has played quite a lot of under 21 matches this week, while we haven't needed them for those cup matches, so I've decided to just let those guys play there, which is why I assume he does have full match fitness, or he would have coming into the main. Yeah, 98%. So 2 goals for Millington in that first half, an assist for Mamut, and an assist for after that, which is not in any way surprising. Do we make the changes immediately? I feel like we kind of have to. We can always switch it if needs be, but I feel like we kind of, you know, we're 2-0 up. I know people say, why did you putt the pass? But the fact is, I'm in a sort of situation that's a tough one, because if I don't do it, people like have a go at you and say you do go defensive, and if you do it, people say you invite pressure, so you can't win. There is no logical way to win that situation. You know, people will complain no matter what you do. So let's see. We're going to do it for now. I'd like to think that we can just sort of bide our time. We're strong enough defensively to make do with this. Plus Mamut is... He's got an assist on his debut. That is good enough for me. Well then, don't let them score from corners too. That would be a disappointing one. Teixeira, Roberts, now get that ball out. Nastasic, and well cleared. And Millington's away here. They should be pouring forward. There's a huge space over on that left-hand side. Can he find the pass? Can Millington find the pass? He has found the pass to Santos. Santos! Well saved, and it should have been 3-0 Pompey and match. Game, set and match there. Ivancic, keep that play moving. Barnes whips it across. Mamut, header. Oh, and it's gone wide from the big man. I don't know how big he actually is. I didn't notice that bit before. We really should be 3 goals to the good here. And if we were 3 goals to the good, that would have, in theory, been... I would have said, you know, that would have been an impossible comeback for City. But don't rule them out yet and let them keep shooting from that distance. Although, then again, they have a habit of... Oh, dear. Is Borja Gomez on the bench? He is. No worries. There are worse players to be able to bring onto the bench. Borja Gomez, who still keeps complaining about wanting to move to Manchester United, despite the fact that we're top of the league. Still in all the... Oh, come on. All right, here we go. It's about that time in the game, isn't it? Gomez, we'll move him back there so he can play in that role, and we'll have to bring someone else onto the centre of midfield, but I don't really know who. Actually, I do. I've been wanting to try this for a little while. Tercio is good, but I'd rather bring Tercio on for after that later. And Robert Gray, as you can see, is actually quite competent. Look at that. Accomplished as a centre midfielder. I love it. And he's a defender. So, you know, having an extra defender in there might not be such a bad idea. He's got a more defensive sort of approach to things, I guess. But that's 2 injuries we just had in quick succession. Is this the part where Manchester City screw us? Well, not Manchester City, but is this the part where we inevitably lose this game? Oh, Rob, there we go. There's one. God damn it. But I can't afford to start going more attacking again now because we've got, you know, we've already made 2 changes. Oh, it's a great goal from Robson, but Jesus, guys, come on. You're 2-0 up. Don't fuck this up now. We're going to, aren't we? We already know that we're going to. We've already made 2 subs. I'm going to bring on 1 more sub in a minute, which is going to be Tercio, because he's been a hero for us as of late, and I just want to see if we can get this over the line. Oh, Robson's injured. Okay. I was getting worried that was going to be one of our players again. We're going to bring on Tercio for after that, who's had a great game, I must say. Mamut, yep, solid game. Santos, fairly solid game himself. Can we get this over the line? A 2-1 win at City would just be the biggest result of this season so far. And I would comfortably say if we win here, we've got a great chance of winning the league. We're not going to win here, are we? We're not going to do this. Doesn't matter if Robson's not on the... I mean, doesn't matter, does it? It just does not matter. They haven't had a half chance. They've not had a single chance like worthy of talking about, and yet just banging them in from God knows where. I suppose that's what happens, isn't it? Oh, right, okay. Back to normal again. I can't believe that. It just always happens, doesn't it? Santos is ball in. Tertiary, we've not lost, I suppose, but we should be winning this game. Millington and it's headed wide. Ah, we deserve that. I'm sorry, I don't care that they've had the same number of shots as us. They haven't had a single chance worthy of note, and yet they've fucking scored 2 goals with it still. Okay, cool. So, okay, dropped points, no worries. We're 5 points clear of Chelsea still. But it is going to make it... You know, we've managed to avoid losing the game at Manchester City, but I still feel that we should have won that game. And I know you could say you shouldn't have gone on defensive so early, but if we'd have stayed on attacking, they still would have done that. Because, you know... They're going to go attacking. And if anything, we probably would have lost the game had I stayed on attacking because they'd have scored more goals because we weren't set up to defend it. So, right, there we go. It's a shame. But we're still in the hat. You know, we're still 5 points clear at the top. We've got a chance still. Mehdi Sassi, how badly is he injured? Deadlock. Okay, and Ivancic isn't injured at all. That is good. Right, so in the next episode, of course, we will be doing the double live com against Benfica. I think, well, actually, there's a shitload of games to be played in there. Like, I'm sorry, but... I'm not doing all of that in one episode. That is ridiculous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Capital One Cup final in the next episode because it is a cup final. And what would be the point of not doing the cup final? You know, we may lose anyway, but the point is it's a cup final. You have to show the cup finals. And we'll have to see how things go. I feel like I'm confident over 2 legs against Benfica, so we'll have to see how things go. I'm determined to show the cup final because I want this to be our first piece of silver. I think we're good enough to beat Manchester United on our day. But then you never know. So guys, if you like what you're seeing, please feel free to drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and Red Star Belgrade in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And I will see you guys in the next episode for the Capital One Cup final against Manchester United. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.